And welcome back to Washington Commanders Insider. We're going to be talking about three players who could stand out in today's game along with the injury report. And so let's start there with the injury report. And we have Javonte Jean Baptiste that is going to be out, it looks like with an ankle injury, the defensive end. So he is out. We already talked about Jonathan Allen at defensive tackle. He is out actually for the season with a torn pectoral muscle. And then, we have some other players that are going to be out today. We have Dorrance Armstrong that is out with a rib injury. That is going to be tough. Then at safety, we have Tyler Owens, who is going to be out with a shin injury. So we have a lot of players that are out, namely on the defense here, and that is huge for the Commanders. Look, even though the Panthers are coming in 1-5, we still have got to stop the Panthers from scoring points. And so, we're going to talk about some players that could be an impact today. And so let's go ahead into this article at players, who could possibly maybe stand out today. And the first player that they say is Dyami Brown. They think that Dyami Brown is going to be the player that could go ahead and test the Panthers secondary deep here. And so, look, I think that, yes, the Panthers are going to be focused on stopping Terry McLaurin, but I don't think that it is going to be Dyami Brown that's going to be the big player in today's matchup. In fact, I think it's going to be more of Noah Brown. And I like Noah Brown a lot. I talked about the fact that he's coming over from the Houston Texans. And the one thing that I like about Noah Brown is he's been in this situation before. And what do I mean by that? Well, working with CJ Stroud last year and him in his rookie year and just how good he was, you're going into the same type of situation here with Jaden Daniels. And I think that that is why they have been on the same page. And he may not necessarily take the lid off the top of a defense like Dyami Brown is going to. He's got 5 catches of 40 plus yards. But what I do like about Noah Brown is he has the ability to attack the middle of the field, and he seems to be getting a lot of run after catch, which I do love. And then last week, I like the fact that he is drawing some pass interference calls down the field as well, which lets me know that he is going to be a deep route runner as well. And so I just like the fact that with Noah Brown, you get a little bit more out of him maybe in the routes because he does attack the middle of the field, but he also can be a deep threat as well. But Dyami Brown, he would be a little bit of a surprise today if he is able to lift the top off of this Panthers defense. I mean, he certainly has a chance to do so. Again, 5 catches of 40 plus yards. That's pretty big. Next up, Jeremy Reeves. He can play a dual role today. And so, look, I talked about the fact that Tyler Owens is out with the shin injury. We know that we have some players that were banged up with Percy Butler and also Quan Martin. And so the one thing about Jeremy Reeves is this guy definitely knows how to go out here and tackle. In fact, look, going back to his Pro Bowl season, he finished with a career high 33 tackles, 17 came on the special teams. And so this is a player that just knows his role because he is a first team All-Pro selection, Pro Bowl special teamer here. So, here's a guy that I absolutely would feel comfortable with him being in the secondary, especially bringing that physicality. Can he make plays in coverage? Maybe. I mean, this is what the Washington Commanders are looking for defensively here, obviously with some players down. And in the secondary, especially, we don't want to give up any type of chunk plays here. So, he could really be a factor in today's game if we have to go there. I think that certainly this is a player, again, he's shown that he can be very good, in special teams and things like that. But can he come out? Can he give us some coverage at the safety position, which is going to be huge because that is the quarterback of the field. And really, if he's able to come up, make some huge plays, maybe force a fumble with the way he's able to tackle, I think it's an added bonus if he's able to, pick something off in the secondary and help us get the field position. So he could be a player to watch. Next up, Dante Fowler Jr. I think that, absolutely he is going to be a player that, yes, he could be a standout for us today. This is a young man that we are going to need some defensive pressure up front. We don't have Jonathan Allen. We don't have Dorrance Armstrong. And, some of the players are limited here. So we need to get somebody in there that can get some natural pressures up front against this Carolina Panthers team. And we also need somebody that is going to help stop the run right now, because we need that. We absolutely need that. And so, yes, if he could come in, if he can perhaps get some natural pressures on Andy Dalton, that's going to be huge. But more importantly, we need him to be just disruptive, right? We need him to pretty much be that player that is going to help kind of clog up some of these running lanes that we know that the Panthers are ultimately going to want to get to, because that's what the Panthers like to do. They like to run the football first before they start to go down the field. And it is clear that if you take away the running game from the Panthers, this is where this team gets awfully shaky, because they lean a lot on that passing game, which means that as defensive linemen, you're able to just, kind of pin back, wait for this snap, go after the quarterback. You know what they're going to do. That gives your defense the advantage. And also, too, that gives your secondary an advantage, because now, they're going to be throwing into some pressure situations here. So I think the Commanders can absolutely, take care of business here. And so, with that being said, those are three players that this article really suggests that, maybe could really be some X factors in today's game. I think one other player that should have been listed here is going to be Austin Eckler. I think that there is going to be a ton of opportunity for Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler. I mean, the Carolina Panthers are pretty terrible at stopping the run, and Austin Eckler has had a pretty good year. I think he's averaging about 10 a touch. And I could see him making some big plays, either running the football or also to just getting like one of those little bubble screens, or getting in the middle of this Carolina Panthers defense and making a linebacker or somebody missing and making a huge play. So I think that Austin Eckler, I think that he absolutely can be a primetime player today in today's game. That really could be that player that, nobody really thought that he could do it. But yes, I think it is going to be Austin Eckler. And so, with that being said, we're getting ready to go ahead and take on the Carolina Panthers here today. Let me know in the comments, out of these four players, who is going to have the biggest impact for the Washington Commanders today. We will be talking a little post game with the Washington Commanders after they take on the Panthers today at home. Hopefully they take care of business. Hopefully they stay locked in. Hopefully they have recovered from this Ravens game. It is going to be quite the test, because this team is going in injured. This team is also going in with raised expectations. So I think that there's more pressure here on the Washington Commanders than the Carolina Panthers. They're actually playing with house money. All right. So with that being said, this is Washington Commanders Insider. We'll be talking a little post game. All right. I'll see you on the next one. All right. Peace.